Imagine you're watching cartoons one Saturday morning, and suddenly, real teenagers show up. Music starts playing, a villain kidnaps them and traps them inside a music video dimension. Yeah, that actually aired on TV. And not only did it exist, it might have been one of the first cartoons that understood something was changing. Kids weren't just watching cartoons anymore. They were starting to outgrow them. Picture it, dear viewers, a strange electric moment in pop culture, where Saturday morning cartoons ruled one half of your life and MTV ruled the other. And somewhere in a studio, someone asked the most 1980s question imaginable. What if we smashed it all together? And the result was this neon collision of animation, music videos, breakdancing, bizarre villains, and pure 80s energy. Kid Video. The series ran on NBC from 1984 to 1985. Was created by Deke Enterprises and Saban Productions, and built its whole identity around a live-action band getting pulled into a cartoon world called The Flip Side. But what really makes Kid Video interesting isn't just how weird it was. It's what it felt like if you found it at exactly the right age. Before we really get into what Kid Video was, I've got to tell you where I was when this hit me. Because timing matters. Every cartoon lands differently depending on when you find it. And when I found Kid Video, I was standing right on the edge of that weird transition period. You know the one. You're not little anymore. The really kiddie cartoons start feeling, well, kiddie. But you're not old enough to fully jump into teenage stuff either. You're hanging somewhere in the middle. 1 foot in cartoons, 1 foot in wanting to be cooler than cartoons. And if you had an older sibling, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I had a sister who was 2 years older than me, which doesn't sound like much now, but when you're a kid, 2 years is everything. She was already stepping into that next phase. Music mattered more, style mattered more, being cool mattered more. And I was right there behind her, trying to keep up. I remember watching the shift happen. Less cartoons, more MTV. Less bright animated worlds, more music videos. More attitude, more energy. And without even realizing it, you start shifting too. You start thinking, yeah, maybe I'm done with cartoons. But here's the truth. I wasn't. Not even close. One Saturday morning, I'm flipping channels, half paying attention, just doing what I always did, and then this thing comes on. Real teens, music, bright MTV-styled visuals, a villain flying around in a giant jukebox castle. And I remember thinking, wait, this feels different. Not younger, cooler. Like somebody made a cartoon specifically for kids who thought they were too grown up for cartoons, but weren't. And that to me is the whole magic trick of Kid Video. If you've never seen it, the intro tells you everything in under a minute. Garage band, villain appears, everybody gets sucked into another dimension. Boom. Now they're cartoons. Peak 80s logic.
cartoons.
You'll be my musical slaves forever.
Let's sneeze and I'll save you.
What's going on here?
I'll explain later. Let's go.
Okay, tell me that isn't the most aggressively 1984 thing you've ever seen. Kid video didn't ease into the decade. It cannonballed into it. The premise was simple and wonderfully ridiculous. Kid, Carla, Ash, and Wiz are rehearsing as a band when Master Blaster appears and drags them into the flip side, where he plans to use them as his musical slaves. Glitter helps rescue them, and from there, each episode becomes a mix of escaping, helping people in the flip side, and trying to get home. And yes, the villain's name is Master Blaster. The 80s were not interested in subtlety. Master Blaster is essentially this cartoon music tyrant floating around in a giant music-themed world, backed by a trio of cat henchmen called the Copycats. That concept tells you exactly what the show thought cool looked like in 1984. Music, style, energy, trends, and a little bit of chaos. The show also leaned hard into then-current pop culture. Music video structure, breakdancing, skateboards, and even episodes built around video game sensibilities. And here's the part that makes the whole thing more interesting than a simple marketing stunt. The band wasn't just decorative. The cast actually sang the original Kid Video songs. Brian Scott and Robbie Rist also played guitar on a couple of tracks, with Brian Scott writing the song Time. There's also a 1984 local TV segment featuring all four cast members and creator Ham Saban that emphasizes the group's musical talents and their backgrounds, while presenting them as a band trying to prove themselves beyond the TV concept.
Kid Video comes of age.
The audience knows who Steve, Robbie, Brian, and Gabrielle are.
See how the stars are growing into their roles.
So it's no surprise that a show with kids making their own music and music videos is a Saturday morning winner. Kid Video is growing strong, but like its young stars, the show is having some growing pains. Kid Video is returning for its second season on Saturday morning network television, but the very concept that made it so popular is forcing it to change. It was the first Saturday kids show to mix musical animated characters with the real-life actors they're patterned after. Kid Video premiered last year as the #1 new children's show and third in the overall Saturday morning ratings. The trouble is that while cartoon characters can remain ageless, child actors grow up. New hairstyles, clothing, and even one band member's weight loss forced Kid Video producer Chaim Saban to reanimate his hit show just to keep up with these young stars.
What is expensive is resetting all the model sheets, and that is a pretty expensive procedure. We need about 3 Hollywood close-ups exclusively to me to explain why in detail, but the bottom line is that to redo all the models of the show is quite an expensive venture.
Kid Video is Brian Scott, Steve Alterman, Gabrielle Bennett Rossi, and Robbie Rist. They're all several years older than their animated counterparts look, but next season, the cartoons will be catching up with reality.
Last year, they had a feeling, I think, with the cartoon characters at least, that they wanted them to look like your typical cartoon, homogenized, all-American kids. Then now that we've started developing a following in terms of our audience and the kids wanting to see more, hopefully we'll be out on the tour. I think this year they attempted to get the cartoons to look more like the real people that we are now that the audience knows who Steve, Robbie, Brian, and Gabrielle are.
I still kind of look like a grape with legs.
His emphasis on music video, Kid Video's producer has called it the Miami Vice of Saturday morning television. Others have compared it to the Monkees of yesteryear. Except in Kid Video, the performers play their own instruments. It's a little confusing for their fans, though, when they see them live for the first time.
I think that they're shocked, more or less, to see us live because they're so used to seeing us animated. So they're shocked.
I think part of the problem, because a lot of the cartoon characters didn't look all that much like us, there's a lot of time, they can't believe it's the same person. That's why hopefully with the cartoon characters looking more like who we are, there'll be more of the recognition of that.
As Kid Video becomes more and more popular, the audience range continues to grow both younger and older. Hyam hopes that the show's new look will keep the trend going because cartoon makeovers cost a lot.
I'm keeping the guys away from the hairdressers. No second makeover. This is it.
Just as long as he doesn't try to make Peter Pan grow up, huh?
So no, this wasn't just 4 actors pretending to be in a band because a network thought music looked trendy. This show wanted Kid Video to feel like a real band that just happened to also live inside a cartoon experiment. And when you're a kid trying to feel older, that authenticity matters because it means the show didn't just borrow MTV aesthetics. It chased the feeling of them. At a certain age, music changes. It stops becoming background noise and it becomes an identity. You start noticing what your older siblings listens to. You start paying attention to what feels cool. You start realizing music has attitude. And Kid Video tapped directly into that. It wasn't just a cartoon with songs in it. It was a cartoon built around music culture, with action sequences set to songs, live action musical performances, and a visual style influenced by the same surreal album art, MTV adjacent energy that was in the air at the time. That's why it hits different. It didn't talk down to you. It reached forward. This wasn't just a cartoon. It was a bridge between being a kid and wanting to be something more. It didn't force you to grow up. It eased you into it. Characters helped sell that feeling too. Kid, he's the front man, the center of the band, the guy the concept revolves around. The band itself was named after him, and he's positioned as the lead singer/musician at the center of the group. Carla is the drummer, the one with attitude, confidence, and a little bit of voice of reason energy. Ash, he brings the chaos, the music-loving goofball whose bad lyrics became part of the joke. As the biggest music lover in the group, he alternated between keyboards, bass, and saxophone on many of the tracks. And Wiz, he's the tech brain, the inventor, the smart one, the homesick one, the guy always trying to build or solve his way out of whatever the flip side throws at them. Then there's Glitter, the fairy who rescues the band when they first arrive and becomes their guide. Multiple sources describe her as gaining temporary super strength and speed whenever she sneezes, which is such a perfectly specific 80s cartoon idea that I kind of loved it. Oh, and yes, Wiz's Subaru Brat gets pulled into the flip side and transformed into the Kidmobile. Because of course it does. But the villains are where this thing really starts showing off. Master Blaster isn't just evil. He's more like a cartoon version of a corrupt music mogul. A guy who wants control, influence, sound, style, the whole culture. And then there are the copycats. Cool Kitty, Fat Cat, She Lion. Not metaphorical copycats. Actual cats. working for an evil music villain. Apparently, every 1980s tyrant needed a themed backup act. And what's really great about them is they're not just generic henchmen. They fit the show's whole obsession with music image culture. Even their name sounds like a joke about trend chasing. And this is where Kid Video becomes more than just weird. It becomes a time capsule. The show was openly built around an MTV-esque music video theme, with then current music video energy baked into the structures of the episodes. It wasn't trying to be timeless. It was trying to be right now. And because of that, it doesn't just feel old. It feels frozen, like a direct transmission from the exact point where Saturday morning cartoons were still king. What's fascinating is that while Kid Video feels half forgotten in the United States, sources point to a second life elsewhere. The show's music became popular in Israel, where an album was released in 1996, and the cast toured there in 1987. Merchandise there reportedly included things like coloring books and chocolate bars. That kind of afterlife feels very Kid Video. A show about crossing between worlds that kind of crossed worlds itself. And that's why this show stuck with me. Not because it was the greatest cartoon ever made, not because it reinvented television, but because it met me at exactly the right moment. That weird little stretch of life where you're trying to put away childish things, but you're not really ready to let them go. When your older sibling seems cooler, music feels bigger, style feels important, and you're trying to figure out who you're becoming. Kid Video lived right there. Right in that in-between. It made cartoons feel like they could grow up with you without asking you to leave them behind. That may be the most interesting thing about it. So now, I want to hear from you. Were you a Kid Video kid? Or is this one of those shows that makes you stop and go, wait, that was real? And even bigger than that, what was your bridge? What was the show that made you feel like you were growing up without letting go completely? Let me know down in the comments, because not every show becomes a classic, but some shows, they become yours. Thank you so much for taking this trip with me through the wonderful, wacky world of Kid Video. We'll see you guys in the next one, but remember, stay minty, stay fresh, and I'll catch you on the flip side.